A lot of people don't realize that their current relationship they're in or the current relationship they had left, it was all a trauma bond. It is a lot of people out here trauma bonding. And see, what people don't understand is that trauma bonds don't attach you to a person. They assign you to a role to become a fixer, a peacemaker, an over explainer, an emotional caretaker. And when a bond breaks, you don't miss the person, you miss that role that you was assigned to in that particular person's life. You see, when a lot of these relationships end, you find yourself in a lot of boredom, a lot of loneliness. You don't have no distractions. You have time to self-reflect. You have time to pray. You have time to set boundaries, and you have time to relearn your overall safety. You will relearn safety. You will figure out what you're going to accept, what you're going to tolerate, and what you're not going to deal with. But see, the hardest part about this is the withdrawal phase. A lot of people go through a withdrawal phase. And see, your body kind of sort of reacts as if you are going through a withdrawal from a drug. It's no more dopamine rushes. See, people thrive off of dopamine rushes. They thrive off of that. They thrive off of chaos. They thrive over arguments. They thrive for the drama. A lot of people, relationships are dysfunctional. Like you only function when you argue and then you make up. That's excitement. A lot of people love the excitement of makeups, breakups, going back and forth. And I see this in a lot of women too, and men, but some women will test the waters to see how you react. And that gives them a rush. It gives them excitement. If it's too quiet in the house, if it's too peaceful, they're gonna say, something ain't right. Let me stir the pot a little bit and take him off the rock and see how he react. And that's a toxic relationship. That's a toxic situation to be in when it's ups and downs. It's trauma bonding. Why can't we just be on the same page and just be happy? People don't want to live their life on the ups and downs, but some people do. Some people do. You have men that would come into relationships, and y'all just I done seen men in the talking phases with women, and they come in over aggressive, thinking, "Oh, you gotta listen to me. I'm the man. I'm the lead," but they don't even have no leadership skills at all. No leadership skills. They crying for help all the time. And when I say crying for help, you have men that will act as if they are about to do self harm. And what it does, it feeds their ego to have people crying over them and just being emotional over them. It feeds these type of people's egos. And that's why I say a lot of these relationships, you find yourself being a peacemaker, being the one that's always fixing situations, walking on pins and needles, over explaining yourself. Ain't no way in hell you supposed to be a grown person over explaining yourself to an overgrown person. You over explain yourself to your parents to a certain degree. To a certain degree, we are to over explain ourselves to our parents when we are kids, but not when you're in a full fledged adult relationship. Ain't no way in hell a man should be making a woman over explain herself, explain her whereabouts, who she was on the phone with, uh, why you show up home from work 3 minutes late. Why were you late? Why didn't you answer my text? People thrive in these type of environments. But once that is over with, once that situation is done and over, once the trauma bond breaks, people go through this withdrawal phase where they start to miss that role of being the one that always fixed, the one that always is over explaining. Some people kind of like the control. Some people thrive in that environment. People love it, and they find themselves going back. Or if they don't go back, they will jump into another relationship without healing from that situation they were just in. But all while they trying to jump into new relationships, they still going backwards, going back to double check on that person they had that trauma bond with. They are going back to double check. They are going back to stir the pot and create drama over there still. All while they are trying to fake invest their life into a new situation or a new person. They trying to commit to a new person, but yet and still, they still texting the ex. They still texting the person that caused all this chaos in their life. A lot of y'all can have the perfect relationship and find each and every way to mess it up and push a person away. But a person that's dangerous, a person that's toxic, a person that's detrimental to your health, you will overgive and overextend yourself to try to fix it and try to make it work. You know it's not good for you, but you stay there. It's like you become a fool for this person. Y'all, it's insanity. It's insanity when you continue to do the same thing, expecting a different outcome, but the outcome always ends up the same. It's like going back to a relationship you was in, say you was with somebody for 10, 15 years, and it was nothing but downs. Y'all was struggling together. I mean, struggle love. I mean, ramen noodles, eviction notices, gas and electric bill always late, lights out sometimes, car notes late, repossessions, your health was in danger, constantly sick, constantly arguing, constantly fighting, domestic violence, kids crying, just a chaotic situation. But you still dealing with this person. Y'all split up for a few months, don't speak, or y'all text here and there, but the text end up being an argument through text, or you meet up with the person and y'all say, okay, we're gonna sit and talk like adults. And then 5 minutes in, y'all arguing. That's trauma bonding. Because you keep going back to a situation that you already know the outcome. You know it's toxic. You know you're gonna be trying to fix a situation. You know you're gonna be the one trying to be the peacemaker, and yet and still you get the same results over and over again. But when you have a person that's good for you, you have a person that's gonna actually elevate your life or elevate your whole, just everything about you is gonna be better. Your appearance look better. You push that away. You see what happens when you in a trauma bond, you lose your identity. You lose yourself. You will lose yourself constantly trying to be the peacemaker, constantly trying to be the one that fix everything, constantly being the one that's fighting for a situation that's not gonna work. You know it's not gonna work. You will lose your mama and your daddy, your relatives, because people will get tired of hearing the same old BS coming from you. Like, people get tired. And they gonna ask you, when are you tired? Because I'm tired. When are you gonna say you had enough? But see, you've been assigned to that role in their life. That you feel like you gotta be there, this fake loyalty. You feel like you just have to be there to try to fix somebody. All the while, they can't even pour into you. The person you trying to fix, the person that you have become that emotional caretaker to, they don't want to be fixed. They don't even care about themselves. All they doing is just going from one household to the next, burning one bridge after the next. Just burn bridges all around. Don't care about who they hurt in the process. But you still there in this role, thinking it's gonna get better. And it's not. And sometimes you know it's not gonna get better, but you still stay there. What a miserable fucking life. I'm convinced that a lot of people they don't want peace. They don't desire change. They don't desire a quiet household where everybody's functioning. Like, dysfunction is just like the new normal for people. Like, it's a lot of households and a lot of families in trouble because dysfunction is just overtaken society. People rush to dysfunction. People rush to controversy and chaos. You be in the same house with your mate and y'all ain't speaking. It don't make sense. You in the same household, nobody speaking. You beefing with your brother or your roommate or your whatever, whoever. Y'all in the same house under the same roof. Y'all beefing, y'all putting subliminal text messages and post up on social media. Y'all in the same house in opposite rooms, but you still there in that role as a caretaker, as a peacemaker, as a fixer. All of a sudden, y'all come back together after the adrenaline rush is calmed down. After the calm, everybody cool, calm and collected until the next dopamine spike. Then we back in the same old toxic situation again, same old chaos again. Man, I'm gone. Like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment in the comment section. Peace.